All right, everybody. This is my testimonial. You may know me as K-Len. You may know me as Leno. You may know me as Khalif Leonard. I have many names, many jobs. And this is basically how I got started. A lot of people always ask me how the press polls come about. How do I get to that? And for once, I guess I'll be cocky and talk about myself. Really don't like that, but here we go. Let's see, where should I start? I guess we'll go back to the beginning. And what was it, like 13 years ago, 2005, in high school, BCIT. You went to West Hampton, you know what that is, West Tech. Back then, I was in a computer science major, but senior year, they have something called co-op. So if you have a car, you can go get a job somewhere. I didn't have a car. I wasn't a privileged kid, so I didn't have all that good stuff. So basically, I was sitting around in shop with nothing to do until one day, either Mr. Rivera or Mr. Ranieri, one of my good teachers from then, said, they were starting up something called like the AV visual program. So I was like, all right, cool, that sounds interesting. That's really what my first steps in the video production was right there. They had me basically just running around school filming stuff. That was pretty fun because I wasn't in class. Got to do whatever I wanted. So actually, of course, I graduated high school, went to Burlington County College from there. I was still doing computer science, and then I was seeing all this math and stuff. I'm like, I can't do that. We got to get out of here. So from there, I switched over. They had something called digital media. That was something like a trial step because they really, when I did that, that major was kind of all over the place. It was really a mess. They had like a capstone project at the end, and nobody even knew what the capstone project was because we were actually like the first class to get to that point. So what we ended up doing was basically like a benefit concert. One of the deans of my major, he did like a lot of outside businesses, concerts and stuff. So basically we did, what was it, like a 12-hour day. We all did sound, audio, lighting. So I was used to camera work, but I never did sound and lighting. So that was cool. I didn't like it that much, but hey, it's good to be a jack of all trades. Well, at the time when I was at Burlington County College, let's see, I ended up at Rowan for the American Dream with Dr. Stanley L. Trying to remember how I got there. Yeah, my friend Amber had to do a show. She was invited to do a show there. I think she was in a pageant, yeah, for Sarah Dora, also another one of the good people that worked with Dr. Stanley L. So I was basically just a ride there. I got there, met Dr. Stanley L, and I was like, ooh, this radio stuff's kind of cool. He's a good guy. He was fun, inviting. And he's like, yeah, you can come back any other time. I like you. Then I'm like, all right, I'm cool with it. So weekly Wednesdays, I'll come out from there after I finish class at Rowan or work or whatever. And I was kind of hooked to it. It was like I could just do whatever I want on the radio, of course. Within the FCC guidelines, you always got to remember the guidelines, folks, if you're doing broadcasting and whatnot. But yeah, that was cool. So that actually led me to go to Rowan in the first place. I was actually thinking about going to Rowan beforehand because it was basically the only school around that did like radio, television, and film because I wasn't going out of state because that was even more money, even just to go to somewhere like Temple. So I ended up at Rowan. I did the radio program, I did RTN, and all that good stuff. I graduated from Rowan. But when I graduated from Rowan, I had no idea what I was going to do with the rest of my life, like a lot of college students that happened. So I was just like, ended up working a regular job and whatnot. And of course, I wasn't feeling that. I wanted to do more, something that related to my field. So during that time, I was always like somebody like taking photos. I just had like a lot of crappy cameras because I couldn't afford a good one when in college and in high school, or just using my cell phone. So, of course, when I was working the job, I was finally able to get enough money to get like a decent camera and get out there in the world and actually do real photography and video because, of course, it did both. So when I was doing that, I was learning my camera. I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just getting out, shooting whatever, rocks, people, stones, animals, whatever I could just get my camera on. Started learning it. Then I ended up, by the next year, I ended up in New York Fashion Week. I was like, all right, let me just try this. They probably ain't going to take me. I ended up in New York Fashion Week. I was shocked, but that was beforehand. That's when I didn't know that there was like 80,000 versions in New York Fashion Week, but hey, it was a stepping stone, and I felt proud of myself then. So I was doing the fashion shows and whatnot, observing, networking, seeing how people do business, how they move around and stuff. Then I was seeing people doing red carpet interviews, and I was just like, I'm from a broadcasting background. Why can't I do that? I can either do it myself or have somebody else do it. I'm like, what do I need to actually do something like that? Then I'm like, I have a camera already. All I need is a microphone. Where do I get a microphone? Oh, Dr. L. Oh, Christian. That's simple. I got the microphone and whatnot. So I'm like, now that at these events, I can just interview whoever. At the time, I was basically just interviewing anybody just to get a portfolio, anybody that was around. So I'll interview anybody, Anybody that wanted to talk on the camera, people love talking about their business. So that was pretty easy. From there, when I was going to actually end up getting I'm trying to think. My first celebrity event was probably like in Willingboro. A producer from around Willingboro, known as Mike Zombie. You're from Willingboro, or you even listen to Drake, you wouldn't know him because he did the song Started from the Bottom. He did his first celebrity basketball game. So that was probably like my first celebrity event where I actually dabbled with people outside of just the local community, but people that's known on like a national level. From there, I had that on my portfolio, and then I was like, I can probably actually do other celebrity events now. So I looked up stuff going on around the area, stuff that interested me, and just applied, and they accepted me because I had a good content. I had like a lot of stuff on my portfolio, so that's how I got there. And then as I was moving along, I was like, it's time to make Press Pause Productions legitimate. So I got it copyrighted. I was like, I was making moves, and you don't need somebody stealing your stuff. That's a word of advice. A lot of people that have companies, I realize, they don't have anything copyrighted or anything under your names. So that's very important to have. Make yourself an LLC, make yourself a business. So somebody puts in your corporation, they look you up on Google, your name's popping right up. That means nobody can steal anything. You don't want to have like years of work under your company. Somebody else copyrights it, you got to throw that out afterwards and start fresh. Speaking of Press Pause, everybody asked me how I came about that name. I'm not really sure how I came about that name. I'm thinking because back around, I used to do music with my cousin. A lot of people don't know I did music, but it was mainly on my part a joke. So we was like a fake rap group. And my cousin's from New York, so he always had like a lot of funny slang and stuff, and one of his slangs was pause. So I used that, and our record label was Press Pause Recordings. So when I did Press Pause Productions, because I was like, oh, I'm producing, let me just do that. And that was actually the name of the company that when I did videos in college, but it was just mainly just a joke at the time. I didn't think of anything serious. So when I would do an editing project for something at BCC or Rowan, I would just put Press Pause Productions at the end. Not thinking it would actually turn into what it is now, a celebrity company. So that's basically, I guess, the background behind that name. I guess I never really thought about it like that. So yeah, it kind of just started as a joke, and it's funny how a lot of stuff in my life kind of starts out as a joke because y'all know me, I like to joke around, but hey, things became serious. So as for the celebrity stuff, I've worked with so many celebrities. People always ask me, I'm trying to think of the rundown. I worked with people from sports, acting, everywhere in the world, music, sports. You got like Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Isaiah Thomas, Dr. J, a couple people from the Eagles. I don't really watch football like that, but I'm trying to think of some names. Malcolm Jenkins, he's cool, I know him. Who else? Jalen Mills. So many people. Hip hop. You got the Locks, Dipset, G Unit. Who else? There's so many people. Ice Cube. Just go on Press Pause Productions and look. Just Google it. Everything pops up. There's so many names. It's just like I'll be thinking you're gonna be getting like a lot of I'm trying to make all those noises and stuff like I'm on the toilet or something. But let's see what else about the company. Oh yeah, let's talk about Dr. L. Dr. L helped me out a lot because basically being at the radio gave me the confidence to get out in the world and know I can actually succeed and do multimedia. And he always would encourage me and give me equipment and things, anything I asked for. He even in stuff I didn't ask for, he was just like, "Oh, I have this. You should take it." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but sure." And then usually somewhere down the road, I'm like, "Oh, I got this wire. I can actually use this now." So that's how that came about. He was like, between him and Christian, like office space somewhere, they would usually find a location that I needed to shoot something. So just working with him in the program, the multimedia, and also just working with him and gave me an opportunity to work around youth at the Boys and Girls Club, the Woodbury Child Developmental Center. So it's good to actually put kids on to this stuff early because I can only imagine where I'll be now if I started at their age. Because I'm thinking I started at like 19. These kids are doing all this amazing stuff at like 8 and 9 now. So I just want to keep them on track so they can be better than me, because that's at the end of the day, I want people to be better than me. Don't be like me, be better than me. That's my goal in life. And I guess that's it. Unless this lovely audience has some Q&A, I'm here for questions and answering.
When did you think, talk about when you really kind of got to the point of this is really happening, a business kind of happening. Do you remember that?
Once I got the camera and started doing stuff outside of the area stuff in New York, I was like, oh, okay, I'm making moves now because I'm not local anymore. It's not Willingboro, it's not Philly, it's not Berwyn County. I'm 2 hours away, and in New York, It's probably like one of the top places for media outside of LA. So that's probably why I started taking it seriously. Like, are they taking me seriously out here? No, this is legit. I'm in there. All right, Evan. Well, if you were interested in my tale, and you better be interested because I think it was a very delightful tale, you can follow me on all platforms at Press Pause Productions. I'm on Instagram at press.pause.productions, but you can just write out Press Pause Productions. It comes right up. Same for Facebook, and on Twitter, it's at Press Pause Pro. Look me up or just Google me. I'll come right up. I don't want to be one of those cliche people that say Google me, but at this point, you Google me, you'll see. There's nothing else to say. You want to see what celebrities will work with, Google me. That's all I got to say. I got t-shirts and everything, too. Sweaters, all that, hoodies, Press Force Productions. My email's out there. Reach out to me. It's K-Leno. It was nice talking to y'all. Good night.